What's going on, everyone? You're listening to 99 Yards here with your host, Audibot. And today, we got two amazing guests on the podcast. Y'all want to introduce yourself?
You first, JJ.
All right. My name's JJ, and I make TikTok videos about basketball, and I'm a Celtics fan.
Yep. And?
Am I frozen to you guys? I look frozen on my screen.
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay.
There you are. There you are.
It's getting there. Anyway, yeah. I'm Crafty. I make TikTok videos as well about basketball. My goal is to turn casual fans into more advanced fans.
Yes. And if y'all didn't get the hint already, we're going to be doing a basketball podcast. This is the second one in the last 3 podcasts I've uploaded because the NBA is starting to get in there. The preseason started. We get into some of those rookies are like looking kind of nice. I watched Crafty's video about the rookies. Or was I on your live? I was on one of those. And you were talking about the rookies, and we'll definitely get into that. And yeah, if y'all know how this works, y'all know that there's a 30-second announcement I gotta make here to get paid. I really want to do that, and yeah. So if you're on YouTube though, we get straight into the video. So let's start off let's start off with the draft because that's the biggest thing that happened recently with players coming in, of course, free agency. But the draft, which players were surprising? Which players do you think just are going to have great careers?
Straight up. You first, JJ.
There's a lot of hype around LaMelo, and people are saying he's getting overhyped. I don't know why. He looks NBA ready. He's confident. Mm-hmm. I feel like his only flaw is a little bit shooting, but he has, we see that he can do it. And I think he's going to be great. Maybe not superstar talent, but I think he's the best player in the draft.
Mm-hmm. I actually saw a couple people compare him to LeBron for some reason. I don't think he's going to get that high, but nah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I would say one of the players that has surprised me the most is Denny Avdia, because his first game, he shot 6 for 6 like that was his job. I'm not saying that I don't think the preseason really proves anything about any of these rookies because, like we said, it was the preseason. I don't believe anyone's playing at full potential. Most teams aren't playing half of their starters for the first couple preseason games, which is when the rookies really flourished. But for LaMelo, as JJ said, it's his shot taking. It's not even just his shooting in general, but it's the type of shots that he takes. But I will say that he is passing and rebounding much better than I expected him to. I expected him to be just like Lonzo because, they grew up with the same coach with very similar roles on their teams. But, his first game came out and dropped 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He didn't need to score. I'm with JJ. I don't know about superstar potential. I do not think he's the best player in the draft. I think he has the potential to be the best player in the draft. Mm-hmm. I don't think he is the most NBA ready, but he is very confident in what he's doing, and he's kind of showing that he might be the guy for the Charlotte Hornets coming into this season.
Yeah. Obi Toppin might be the most NBA ready.
I think Obi Toppin and James Wiseman are both I think they are 1 and 2 for who is the most ready for the NBA right now.
Yeah. And Crafty, you said that you had James Wiseman winning the Rookie of the Year, right?
Yes. I think it's mainly because all these other guys, usually the way the NBA draft is right now, most of the lottery picks are the new best player on their team. We're talking about Obi Toppin, who behind Mitchell Robinson is the best player on his new team. We're talking about Charlotte Hornets with LaMelo Ball. Gordon Hayward's out. He's now the new best guy on his team until Gordon Hayward gets back, whenever that be. But James Wiseman doesn't have that pressure. These other guys are going to be very inefficient because they're going to be the guys that are like, hey, we know you've never played NBA basketball, but play NBA basketball as the best player on the team. James Wiseman doesn't have that. He has players ahead of him to where he's only going to be taking the shots that he knows are the right shots. They're not going to be as forced as everybody else.
Also, it's really easy to play with Curry.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing with Steph Curry. Talk about the greatest shooter of all time and one of the better passers that we've seen recently. This man's going to be able to get you the ball whenever he needs you to. He's going to get you it in the right position. Plus, he's even got a playmaking power forward.
He doesn't even need to have the ball to be the defense's first, the person that they worry about the most. He doesn't even need to have the ball for the defense to worry about him more than everyone else.
Once he passes the half court, he's basically in range to score.
Once Steph Curry passes the half court, and he's one of the only players we've ever seen be able to do this. Once he passes half court, you have to guard him. Because he'll say, watch me, I'll knock it down.
Yeah.
I could say the same about Andre Drummond.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm literally wearing an Andre Drummond jersey, and yet you're the one talking about him.
Oh, man. But, yeah. So what about I forgot his name, but the fourth overall pick,
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams. What do y'all think about him? Because a lot of people did not like that move by taking him fourth overall that high. People didn't even have him in the top 10 in some of the boards. What do y'all think about that?
You first on that one, JJ. I'm gonna look up his stats before I say something.
I don't know. Wasn't he a sixth man?
In college, yes.
I don't know. I don't know about that pick. I think Okoro is better from the Cavs.
Okay, so I'm pulling up his stats because I know that he has genuinely surprised me. I'm just trying to find the specific game, but I saw him. I think it was the first game he dropped almost 20 points or something like that. I did not think he was going to be anything. I thought it was the dumbest pick in the world. I mean, this dude didn't even start in college, averaged 9 points. And he played on Florida State, which isn't like it's a big name basketball school, but you're not going to see a whole bunch of big names get drafted out of there. And when they're drafting their bench player, but I don't know why they chose him and why he was so high up in the draft, but he's seemingly he's going to work out. I mean, he's Bulls need, and I really do enjoy that about him. But he's just surprising me. He genuinely surprised me. That one game, 28 minutes, 13 points, even though it's preseason. A guy who didn't even start in college, that's not what I'm expecting out of him. I'm expecting him to get bullied on the court, and he's just simply not getting bullied, at least in preseason.
Yeah.
I mean,
my favorite rookie is definitely Killian Hayes.
I know. You told me about
from the
this.
Pistons. He looks very confident. Like, he's missing a lot, but he's also a great playmaker. He's kind of like LaMelo, and he's really crafty with his shot, too. I think he's really good.
I will say I wasn't as much of a Killian Hayes believer as JJ, but I have got to agree that he's been playing much higher over what I thought he'd be playing right now. His playmaking, I would say, is the word I would use crafty for. But his shooting is also, as much as he's missing, we have to take everything with these rookies with a grain of salt because they have the shortest time in history to get ready for the NBA season. There's usually, I think it's a 4 or 5 month period between the start of the NBA season and the NBA draft. There's a month for these guys. These are young kids coming out of college who are going to have to go up against the LeBron Jameses and the Chris Pauls. These dudes have been playing in the NBA for years. These guys are going to get outsmarted.
Yeah, I think the most important thing in preseason games is to shoot, not to make.
Exactly. Find your shot.
Because at the end of the day, confidence is what makes a player good. I would argue that the talent difference between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is so little, but since Jason Tatum has that confidence to go for a dunk on LeBron in a game 7, that's what makes him such a better player.
Still was a bad choice. LeBron took it personally. He went MJ on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, the finals didn't happen that long ago, and now we're seeing the NBA start up again. Like, as you said, like
shortest NBA offseason in NBA history, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
And there's still players who still get moved around. Like, so even like I think, is the free agency still going on, or what happened?
I mean, free agency once it starts doesn't really end.
Yeah.
You can just sign people from here until the deadline.
Yeah.
Most of the big name guys are gone though.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm not calling Isaiah Thomas a big guy. I'm not calling him a big team. A big.
Wait, how did that even start though? Like the whole Isaiah Thomas thing, just because you're a Celtics fan?
Oh yeah, he's special, dude. He was really special because he took over every game, and yeah, he's the reason I'm an NBA fan as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the shortest player on the court be the best player on the court in most games.
Yeah.
You know, he has one of the best players. He really does. Like he was the shortest player. And then he was also like basically undrafted. He was the last pick in the draft. Like no one believed him, and he balled out.
And we still see it today. No one believes in him. No one believes in him now.
Yeah, I do. I might not be as in love with Isaiah Thomas as JJ is. Nowhere near, but that dude's an inspiration to so many. Because I forget what team it is, but there's a D1 college who has a 5'2" point guard right now. And I can guarantee you the reason that kid even continue playing basketball at that height, one of the reasons is Isaiah Thomas. It's the Isaiah Thomas, the Muggsy Bogues, the guys who preach heart over height. And it proves that it obviously helps to be taller in the NBA, but you can, if you work harder than everyone else on that court, you will find your way in. You have to work harder than everybody else. Doesn't matter about your height.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to be biased here. I think he could really help a contending team off the bench.
100%. I do not understand why. I don't even think it has to be a contending team. He could help any team go up another level. Not saying he's going to be out there scoring 30 a game like he used to.
Yeah.
But that man will, if any team is a borderline contender, him on the bench, as long as they have a good defense in their starting lineup.
I think the Sixers would be so perfect. They need a bucket getter, someone who can close games, and that was basically his specialty, closing games.
Absolutely.
I just don't know why they don't want him.
And he's not one of those like big egos of the team. He'll move around if you need him to, like, you know.
He's
He'll
very
come off the
humble
bench.
as well.
Yeah, he's humble. He'll come.
I don't know. He does have a pretty big ego. Like if you follow his Twitter, like you see him liking posts like Isaiah is the best player under 6 foot of all time, and like it's,
I mean, but they're not. Are they wrong?
No, but like the fact that he's like he talks about himself in a way that's
okay. Well,
yeah.
I think there's a difference between having confidence and having a big ego. A big ego would be if he was tweeting out stuff like if he was liking or retweeting, why isn't Isaiah Thomas a starter? Like putting himself so much higher above other people. Like when LeBron said 3 years ago, I want to say it was, how are you so confident? He said, I'm so confident I'm the best player in the world. I don't think that was ego. I think that was confidence right there. Mm-hmm. Every basketball player needs to believe that they're the best.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know about ego. I think that's more of just I think an ego would be if I'm not willing to do what I think is best for the team because I think I know what's best for the team.
Yeah, like Melo did at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, even him, he's calmed down on that. He's literally going to be a bench player this year, and he is totally okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Crafty, did you see the Kyrie video? That's trending.
No. Oh, what about the chalk or the burning stuff on the Celtics court?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's gonna be upset when he reads it.
Yeah, man, Kyrie is kind of one of those drama queens, kind of over there. He's always in the media for something.
Yeah, which I think is why he's trying to take a break from the media.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him because now that he's taking a break from the media, Stephen A. Smith is digging at this dude using Kobe's death against him.
Oh yeah, that was messed up. Terrible. That was messed up.
I feel like just like saying your mentor wouldn't be happy with this.
It's not a bad thing at all. Just take the fine and move on. He's not going to get fined like an extreme amount of money for an NBA player. It's probably going to be like $1 million for the whole season, and so he doesn't do that. And, but like I feel like he's still starting a lot of drama with this Celtics cleaning the Celtics stadium.
Yeah,
really,
But we also have to.
I really do not like this.
I would love to know if he was ever doing that in any other stadium, though, because this would be something the media would use against specifically Kyrie Irving because they're not fans of him right now.
Yeah.
Because he won't talk to us. I wouldn't be surprised if he does this before every game because of how spiritual Kyrie Irving is and weird. He gets
but I don't think he did it to the last one, and I feel like he just blames the Celtics for everything. I don't know.
I don't know if we would know. I don't know if we would know. Like I'm not saying it's false. I'm saying I don't know if we would know because why would the media report on it if there's no drama to be reported there? That's the media's main job is to get us talking about something. Their job is quite honestly to put NBA players in a really tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that that's what's happening. I just don't know if he's never done it, then yeah, that's messed up. He's messing with the Celtics. But if he has done it, then this is something the media is just trying to use against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be extremely harsh on Kyrie. Everything Kyrie does, they're going to find a way to talk about it because he's not talking to them. They got to find a way to talk about Kyrie.
Yeah, now like the media, that's probably one of the toughest aspects about NBA that you cannot bring over, like that you can't practice for. And like it really just puts a mental strain on you because if you can handle the media, you'll be set. Like there's a lot of players who just go about it like they don't even address the media and they're set off fine. But then the people who like get caught up in something and then they try to do something and then they say something that's like not what they meant to say. And so there's some...
Westbrook is an example of someone who just doesn't care.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Westbrook does not care. He's like,
thank you, Kyrie.
There are those players who like go about it like to the point where they really could care less. They could care less if 50,000 people hate them because of something they said because like some report that came out. Like and there's not many players like that, but the players who do say something that like is misleading or just anything. Like I remember like I was watching the interview and it was actually on a compilation of like dumb questions and LeBron like unfollowed Cleveland or something,
He
and
does it every year.
yeah, he unfollowed them, and then the media came up with him um, like you unfollowed the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is this a sign that you're gonna be leaving Cleveland? And it's like just little things like that. Just you know,
Well, because these are also
Yeah.
touchy subjects. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine being an NBA player. Not only are you deciding to play for another team, you're deciding about moving your kids all the way across the country,
Mhm.
finding new basketball teams for them, new schools. They have to find new friends. Moving an NBA player is way more mentally straining than people. I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
I mean, we think it's. I'm not saying that we all think it's just like super easy, but we don't take into account that when Derrick Rose got traded to the Knicks, this man bawled his eyes out because he felt like he was betrayed by an organization. He had to move he had to move his child. He had to move his baby mama or his wife. I don't know if he's married. He had to move all these things out, new business inquiries. He had to find a new house, had to sell his old house. And like when you're asking a player about that, if they are thinking about leaving, they already have 1,000,010 things on their mind. You're just trying to stir up drama. And then they even if they say, yeah, I'm leaving, tampering. You're getting fined. So like the media, their job is to screw over NBA players.
Yeah. Someone I feel really bad for is Trevor Ariza. He got traded like 4 times this offseason.
Dude, yeah, that sucks. Like, because you think you're safe in one place. Same thing with Kelly Oubre. I would love to know if the Thunder let him know that they were going to trade him off the back, because this dude was like, all right, I'm out of Phoenix, and I just found out over Twitter I'm going to go buy me a house in Oklahoma City. Gets him a house in Oklahoma City, gets traded. So I'm curious. I feel like OKC is a good enough organization where they would let a player know, like, hey, we're thinking about trading you, or we already have a trade lined up for you specifically for another 25,000 picks.
Yeah.
I do just that's some of the things that I don't feel like people, we as fans, empathize enough with. Especially with the whole unfollowing on Twitter thing. LeBron does that every year. I'm pretty sure he went on a media blackout with the Lakers this year too. Every year around the playoffs, LeBron stays off his phone. Now, I don't know if he did it this year because he was in a bubble. He wasn't around his family, and I don't follow LeBron on social media. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again this year.
And it really, like, media really makes it hard to, like, be a person while being a player.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, you're monitored, and at every aspect. There's people lined up outside your house just to see what you come out to check the mail in.
Right. They're taking pictures. LeBron wore sweatpants today.
Yeah. Like, he's wearing Crocs. Like, what? he doesn't have an Adidas
Crocs
sign.
sponsorship coming soon.
Yeah. LeBron like dissing Nike. Like, it's just the little things that will turn big. And then there's the people who actually believe it. Like, the media is just giving the information out. Then there's the people like who come up with conspiracy theories. Like, oh, is LeBron gonna be like leaving like Nike just because he wore some other shoe? Like, like just any small thing. And I don't think fans realize that. Like, just realize how big of an impact it actually has on a player.
Absolutely. And I even feel bad because sometimes as TikTokers, I'm sure me and JJ can speak for this, that we feel like sometimes we're feeding into that. Because our job as TikTokers, or if you want to consider it a job, we're trying to figure out something to get views. We're going to speak on a subject. Well, if a trade rumor comes up and it's nothing more than a little bit of a rumor. Yeah, we are. If nothing more than just a little rumor comes up, we speak on it. And we talk about what maybe could happen. And then people get mad at us like, oh no, that's not going to happen. Well, we're just trying to do our job here. That's one of my biggest things is I'll get comments that are like, casual, this will literally never happen.
Oh yeah.
It's my job to figure out something to talk about today.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if JJ can relate to that too.
There's a guy that like predicted exactly, I think it was the CP3 trade. He predicted that like exactly to like the picks to the players in. I was like that is so
Joe.
Yeah.
There's like you will probably never see that again just because there is so much that fans don't know that is going on between the phone calls and like what is going to happen if they do, like what the GMs are, it's so hard to do that. But yet whenever somebody misses on a call or on a prediction, like you know, like I'm guessing like y'all have missed at least like if y'all have made a prediction once, like
Actually,
somebody-
I got the John Wall and Russell Westbrook trade down by the pick too as well.
Oh,
I
really?
did get that. I
Yeah.
got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
something I
I've
got
had
down.
things like I've got some things that
Oh
went
yeah, you
completely wrong
did.
too.
Yes, you did. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
this is from a
but
while ago, but a year into Kyrie's time with the Celtics, I called that Kyrie would leave to the Nets and that Kemba would go to the Celtics.
And that's a great moment. But people look at us like we're supposed to know everything.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably go over 1 for 10 from the field.
Right. And then we get called casuals because we do something like that. I don't know if you've ever got that comment, JJ, but that one is one of the comments that makes me the most angry, is getting called a casual. Because I devote a lot of my time into researching this stuff and watching the games. And people are just like, casual. He's a casual. I got called a casual for making a joke about the fact that James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant could all theoretically aim up on the same team. Not Kyrie, Russell Westbrook could all theoretically go on the same team. I even said in the video, don't take this serious. The score posted on Instagram, first comment, dude's a casual. What?
Yeah.
I even said, don't take this video serious, dog.
You know what's funny though? You know what's actually like the funniest thing about that? People like don't say that like to like y'all. I guess y'all know we hooping, right? And before he started, like people
I personally know him now. I love that guy.
Oh, dude, yeah, he followed. I think he followed you. I was looking through some.
Me and him follow each other.
Yeah, and it was funny because like people actually kind of took him seriously at some point. And you know what? I will give it to him. He actually did make some predictions that were actually kind of crazy. Just for the fact that he was.
Oh yeah, the 3-1 comeback.
Oh yeah, the fact that like he does not take it like he's not like actually seriously, like, like putting out like takes that are like thought about, like take hours to come upon. He just like puts out stuff that like are kind of silly. It's like it's
like
not,
a blind squirrel finds a nut once a day.
Yeah, and he's actually got some. He's made a lot of predictions. Like there's like some me watching the NFL stuff. He's made some there, and I'm like, dang, that's and yeah, and it's funny. And this is not just driving off a little bit, but like there's a lot of people who try to like emulate that same persona, and it's just funny on TikTok at least. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but like I've come across a lot of people who tried that. What y'all think about that at least?
It's all about starting the wave.
Yeah.
When you become to a certain level, people will notice what you're doing and they'll try to do it themselves. And everyone's inspired by another person. Every single TikToker, except for maybe the first like 5, started making TikToks because we saw someone else do it. We were inspired by them or a certain type of TikTok. And with We Hoopin', I can guarantee you, I mean, I talked to him personally. I've been on Zooms with him, but I don't know for sure. But I feel like his inspiration is probably flight. He probably gets a lot of inspiration from flight, and he notices that it works.
Yeah, just delusional.
The thing is, this dude, I don't know if I'm allowed, if he'll get mad at me stating this or not, but the dude actually knows sports.
Yeah.
He's not like that all the time. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
I did a fantasy basketball league with him, and we were all expecting him to take like LeBron with his first pick, right, and everything like that. No, he drafted the best team out of all of us.
The dude actually knows what he's talking about.
He's actually an athlete too. I watch his like field goal kicking videos. That guy can bomb those.
What are you talking about? He's a 6'10" shooting guard.
Oh yeah, my bad.
He don't play football. He's a 6'10" shooting guard.
He's a 6'10" shooting. Yeah, no, you know what's funny? There's some people who actually take that so seriously. They go find his actual like height in it. Like I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like just
he has scouting reports.
Yeah, like no, and then they're like and y'all know like he's 5'7", whatever, a kicker, right? And they're like, y'all lying. You're like, this is blasphemy. You're like, you shouldn't be putting this out there. This is fake information. I'm like, I understand what a joke is.
Right. This is just messing around.
Yeah.
And it's working. Y'all are falling for
it. Dude, he's on a road to 200K now.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know what it is. I've been watching. So I've been keeping up with him ever since he had 100K. I've noticed him forever ago. Yeah. But ever since he had 100K, we became friends through the overtime deal that we both have. And I've been watching, and this dude, and it doesn't make sense to me because I average just about the same amount of views as he does, but he's getting so many more engagements per video. Like this dude knows how to run social media.
Yeah,
he's a very talented person when it comes to running social media. He's sold more merch than I have, but not like, I mean, he has more followers, but a lot more merch than I have. And this dude just knows how to run the game. He's a smart guy.
Yeah,
he's become iconic.
Yeah, right. He really has. Like it's so hard to carry a persona out. It's just like people actually don't realize how hard it is to like carry that persona out and continue that. Like there has to be some point where but he's done it perfectly. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, like he actually has some like big names following him, keeping up with his page. I think of course Anna Banana whatever, she follows him like that.
Oh yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
dude's a simp for Anna Banana right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, but who's not? Can we be fair there?
Yeah, he posted that on the Christmas thing. That was the funniest thing ever,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, that
Guy's
was
hilarious. Like,
yeah, no, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I actually hope to be working with him soon on some stuff. But
yeah, but definitely. Back to
I was
NBA.
about to say, you have any other topics you wanted to cover?
yeah. This happened last time too. It's like we just drive off, and then I'm like, let's reel
It's
it
the
back
best
to NBA.
content.
Yeah.
It's the most natural.
Yeah. So NBA back to that. So let's talk about some signings before we get into that. There's one that I want to talk about, and we brought it up earlier. It was the Hayward got injured, and how big. Okay, so a lot of these teams, right? These like quote bad teams are just very young. Like there's some like they have talent. Like the Hawks are or Sacramento Kings were one of those teams that had like Marvin Bagley, De'Aaron Fox, and Buddy Hield. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're just
But
and,
he'll probably. Oh, sorry. You keep going.
yeah, they're just like young teams that haven't like reached the full potential yet. So bringing these veteran guys in is pretty big for them. So yeah. So yeah, what do you think about that? JJ, you were saying so?
Buddy Hield is actually older than Andre Drummond.
For real? Oh, yeah, Andre Drummond's
he's
young.
27.
Yeah, Drummond's young.
He's the
But
same age as Kawhi.
It feels like he was just drafted.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it really does.
He was probably drafted at like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Like
I remember that was one of the things that was like a concern about him in the NBA.
Yeah.
When the Pelicans selected him, that was a lot of things that people were like, "Whoa, he's kind of old."
Yeah. Talking about that,
he's proven himself.
Isn't it 2022 when they're making where 18-year-olds can get drafted, right?
I don't believe they have an official deal in yet. I could be wrong on that, but I don't believe they have it officially done. But I know they've been talking about it for years, and 2022 is when they're looking at possibly doing it, if I got my information correct on that.
And that means Bronny could go to the NBA.
I was about to say,
yeah.
Yeah, and Bronny could play with LeBron, and that would be something.
That's the Thunder. That's the Thunder's idea, bro. I'm telling you, they're getting so many picks. They're eventually going to trade up for the first pick in that draft.
What do you think about Cleveland doing it?
What?
What do you think about Cleveland going for Bronny?
If Cleveland gets Bronny, I will quit watching the NBA.
Dude, that would be something big.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
I don't exactly have a prediction for what team's going to add, because I think it's whoever drafts Bronny gets LeBron James in that free agency.
Probably.
And I think that's how it's going to go.
There's no better mentor. There's really no better mentor. Like, who else would you get? Like, like he literally lives with LeBron. Like, you don't have to worry about moving. Like, you know. Like,
right.
You have to
Watch
worry about
Bronny get drafted first, even though he's like 23rd in his class right now.
Bro, yeah, I guarantee it will happen.
Oh yeah, dude, just for media, it's basically like, Crafty, you're a Mavericks fan, right? Like, if you remember, not too long ago they drafted like Satnam Singh, right? And that was nothing. There's nothing really there. It was just for marketing. A lot of teams do that.
Oh, we do it all the time.
Yeah, like Mark Cuban. Yeah, Mark Cuban's one of the biggest. He's actually one of the smartest owners. Sums up with like foreign players coming to the Mavs though. Sums up with that because I'm a Mavericks fan.
We are a EuroLeague team. That's what we are.
Yes, we are because we got Kristaps Porzingis, we got Luka Doncic, and before that Dirk Nowitzki,
Boban Marjanovic.
Yep.
Salah Mejri was on our team just a couple years ago. Literally, I think it was like 2 years ago. JJ Barea was from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
There was Giannis rumors.
Yeah.
We can't have a fully like American team.
No, I don't. It's not Mavericks way. It's not the Mavericks way.
Honestly, we usually just find a way to have a EuroLeague team with a couple NBA players on the side, and we make it work.
And the NBA players aren't even the best on the team. Like it's usually the EuroLeague players. Like
it's the foreign players are our best players. I don't.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'll never understand it, but I'm okay.
Luka Doncic is like, I mean, because of voters fatigue, right now he's in the MVP conversation for a lot of people.
My biggest problem with that is as a Mavs fan, I have to admit it, we're not going to be a top 3 team in the West.
No.
We're just not. And if you're not a top 3 team in the West, you have to drop a triple-double to win an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He could.
He could.
Yeah,
I definitely
he could.
think he could. I'm not saying he won't win it, but he is not my first pick for it. My first pick for it is, even with voter fatigue, I think Giannis will win it again. Because LeBron won't win it because he's playing with AD. Having 2 top 5 players in the NBA makes it dang near impossible to win an MVP.
I think LeBron's going to win it.
I could see LeBron winning it. I don't think he will. My first pick is Giannis. I think even with voter fatigue, he's going to have a great regular season like always. It's what he does. He's going to lead his team to the number 1 seed like always. It's what he does. And then they're going to give him the MVP again. And the last time that happened was Larry Bird was the last 3P MVP, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's not
it
many.
was Larry Bird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's historic. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah.
But
I think LeBron wants to win another MVP.
And I would love to see that happen, but his team is even more stacked than it was last year. If he didn't win it last year, how is he going to win it this year?
That's true.
I think he's going to try harder.
That Dennis Schroeder.
He was really disappointed that he didn't get MVP this year.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved it this year though.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He didn't. But I feel like he's gonna step it up and average better stats somehow.
Well, I don't want to say he won't, because every time anyone ever talks down on LeBron James, he says, "Hold my beer." Like, this dude is in year 18 now. We're not even talking about that. This man's it's year 18 right now, right? I'm not messing that up, because year 17 was last year. Year 18 now, dude is still playing better than his rookie year. Usually by year 15, you're playing worse than you were as a rookie. Year 18, this dude's like, I'm going to just play better than every other year I've ever played.
Yeah. I really think he could play till he's 45 or more or older.
I definitely believe that he could play a very long time in the NBA.
Right now he's not the GOAT, but he's number 2, right? He's already number 2, and he's not stopping right now. I
still don't believe he's the GOAT, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think Crafty, why do you think that Wilt is the GOAT? I know you think he's the best player of all time, but why? You think it's the same thing?
It's one of these things. There's a couple things in basketball I cannot set in stone for myself. I totally believe in everyone standing super true in their beliefs, and if their belief is one thing, to stand strong on it unless you are completely proven otherwise. But I don't believe that greatest and best is the different thing. I don't think they're a different thing.
Then why do you think that Magic is a top 10 player of all time?
A top 10 player of all time? We're talking about abilities. This dude was positionless basketball before positionless basketball was a thing. He's a better passer.
He wouldn't even be top 10 player in today's league.
Most definitely would be. We had this discussion how you were taking Devin Booker over him. I will take Magic Johnson any day. Today, especially, Magic Johnson would be better than he was back then. Today is positionless basketball. We're looking at players like Ben
scored
Simmons.
by using his strength.
What point guard is going to stop him?
Ben Simmons?
No, I don't even think Ben Simmons is stopping him. He's stronger than Ben Simmons. His dribble moves will get around Ben Simmons, and then he
couldn't dribble with his left hand.
I'm sorry, he'll dribble with his right hand around him. But then we put him up against the center. We put him up against the center. He's faster than them. He was fast. He had quite a bit of speed. That a lot.
So you're describing Ben Simmons?
No, I'm describing how he would get past all these dudes. I think Ben Simmons is a good player. Magic Johnson still took more threes than Ben Simmons did, and now we're talking about a time that threes weren't taken, and he's still taking more threes than Ben Simmons. So the shooter debate's not even there. He's definitely a better shooter. Magic Johnson is one of the better rebounding point guards. Russell Westbrook, I believe, would still out-rebound him. But we're talking about a player who would fit so perfectly in today's NBA. We have centers like Jokic who can play point guard if you ask him to.
But he's not a versatile scorer at all, or a versatile he's not as good a defender as people say. Just because he led the league in steals does not mean
I totally agree with you on that. But his perimeter defense was up there with the best of them at the time.
But there wasn't really perimeter defense like that.
I can agree with that. So am I having Magic Johnson? You left. Where'd you go? So but Magic Johnson, I don't even think I have him that high in my top 10 anymore. My top 10 changes pretty much every day, because I literally have time scheduled pretty much every day to research basketball. And just watch videos about it, not deep dive into why Isaiah Thomas has the best footwork in the 2011 season or whatever. When I put apart the time, my top 10 changes pretty much every day. My opinion on so many things changes every day because I learn new information. When I look at Magic Johnson, I usually have him at top 4, which I think is absurd now that I look back at it. Why not? Because I think of him.
So Bill Russell is out of your top 10, right?
No.
No.
Okay. Bill Russell. We never got to know if the dude could shoot. There was no 3-point line, and there's no evidence of him ever taking shots from out there. I do. I'm not saying that I don't look at accolades. I do look at accolades. I think that also contributes to best. I take in abilities over accolades, but I still throw. It's like I can't ignore.
It's a mix.
I can't ignore someone's championship.
I do a mix as well.
I think your mix is different than mine, though.
Okay. I mean, Magic's in my top 10. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But if it was based off of ability, he wouldn't be in my top 30.
Right, and so I that's what I'm saying is I mix it a little bit. I look at someone's abilities, like with LeBron, one of the most skilled players of all time, has some of the best abilities, and then you add 4 championships on top of it. That's how I would look at it. Like, Will, the reason I put Kobe as greatest, Kobe, we're looking at a dude who only ended up with 1 MVP. But when you look at how he played every season, he's obviously should have won.
He averaged 35 in the slowest NBA ever. Yeah.
So we're talking about someone that if it was in today's pace, we're looking at a 45-point per game scorer. If you adjust for pace. So it's like that. And when I include Will, I think of it as what he can do and his accolades. How skilled he was at literally everything. At center. Above everything. How ahead of time his was. And then I throw the 2 championships and 4
So
MVPs
you would have Kobe over Kareem, right? Or no, you said you have a mix, so no.
No. Okay. Kobe over Kareem. I have Kobe at 5. I have Kareem at 4.
Yeah, I have Kareem above Kobe, but that's because I value accolades and skill like the same.
Right.
But if we were just doing it based off best, then Kobe would be better.
Yes, 100%.
Nope. Yeah, Kobe would be 3 in my opinion if it was based off best.
I got to leave this one in 3 minutes, but I'm totally willing for you. How do you say your name?
Adi.
Yeah. That's a cool name. I am totally willing to, if there's another day we're free, film a part 2. But I got 3 minutes left. I'm just letting you know.
That's all good.
All right, yeah. I'm also going to leave when Crafty leaves.
Yeah. I've done that before, so I have no problem doing it. If y'all want to come back onto the show, yeah, we'll definitely get that set up. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah.
This is only my 2nd ever podcast. I've been on 3rd podcast episode, and I've actually been wanting to start my own.
Really?
And you've got the voice for it, my guy, and you got the speaking ability. So I don't know. When I start mine, I might need you as a co-host one of these times.
OJ was just started him after he was actually surprised the way I started mine because once you do this, like you get paid right off the bat. As long as I said, I made that announcement at the start, or I said I'm ready to do a 30-second announcement here. That's what's getting me paid. So literally,
is it like a commercial? You throwing a commercial in there?
Yeah, but it's only like 30 seconds telling you about Anchor and the fact that So it's not like you don't, It's
so sweet, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like it's actually a great way to like get just put out some information because TikTok only got 60 seconds. Like I was trying to do an episode or a video the other day. I had like 60 seconds. I'm like, I haven't even got through half the video of what I'm trying to put out. So, this is like,
It happens to me all the time, dude.
In my videos, I always start my like the speed of how I talk always starts escalating at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start talking like this and then I'll end talking like this and then you know what I mean? Like that.
It's actually the opposite for me because I like to go like quick and then like whatever I'm trying to get like across, like put, more emphasis into that.
Absolutely.
And So yeah.
With me, the thing is like I sometimes am just forced to leave details that I deem smaller out. Mm-hmm. I put in the biggest details I can, and then I'll get comments. Well, you didn't explain that his third cousin's wife is currently in labor. And I'll be like, I didn't feel like that was important.
Yeah. Yours is interesting because like you had like your main thing was like that
wait a second.
That sit down session where like with different players talking about like who's the best player or whatever. And that was like interesting because
Ethan, I said wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Ethan, wait 1 second.
All right,
I'm doing a podcast. Wait 1 second.
All right.
I said wait 1 second.
Homie.
Ethan, I will. Wait 1 second. Ethan.
Close the door, JJ. Close the door. Close the door. Lock him out.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's just this is basically gonna be the end. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for Jay to come back and do the outro completely. But yeah, so guys, if you liked it, just go ahead. If you're on YouTube, you know what to do: subscribe, like, follow, do all that, right? If you're on Anchor, really help me if you share, right? But before we end off, I want y'all to sign it out, shout yourself out, say whatever y'all want, and
You first, JJ. I'll let you go.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. You don't have to follow me on TikTok, but if you want to, my @ is JJ15NBA. Yeah, thank you for doing this.
All right. I'll give a shout out to my TikTok. You do have to follow mine. Mine's They Call Me Crafty, one word. And then I do have another page where me and JJ actually talk basketball with our friend David, aka Basketball Alert, called Not Basketball, @ Not Basketball, one word. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Let's hit 20K on that by Christmas.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
I'm on. Hey, if y'all want to go check out my TikTok as well, that could help me out, Decky Line. But
hey, send it to me on my IG, bro.
Yeah. But definitely, guys, this is gonna be very similar to what we did with Josh Booty, and we had 2 parts. This is gonna be part 1, and if y'all want to come back and we can get part 2 set up, that's gonna be perfect. And I'll see you guys next time.